Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Abby. I'm with Fitness is Medicine. Today we're going to do another workout you can do in your home. We're going to focus on legs today. So when you do large muscle group exercise, resistance training, it burns a lot of calories. So leg strength is not only important for obvious things like getting you around and getting in and out of cars and getting in and out of a chair, but it's really important for balance and stability while you're walking, while you're, transitioning over different surfaces, all of those things for fall prevention. So we're going to work on a bunch of different leg exercises today. So we're going to start with some squat pulses. This is really important to get your body warmed up before you come to these workouts. So 5 to 10 minutes of a cardio workout. Get your heart rate up, get your muscles warmed up and ready to move. So today we're going to start with squat pulses. What this looks like is what you could do is sit at your kitchen counter or sit with something like this in front of you so that you can really sit back. My camera range of motion is a little bit limited. I'm working with a different camera for a few times to try to figure out the glitches in my videos. Anyway, so I want you to sit back into a squat, just like you're going to sit down into a chair. Now look at my back is tall. I'm not rounded like this. My back is tall. My hips are back. My knees are bent. And we're going to pulse. So what I want you to do is you're going to stand up, but then you go back down. So as you stand up, squeeze those glutes. This is going to be challenging. If you have a hard time doing this without knee pain, sit back like this. So see that I'm holding on, so I'm sitting back a little further, just a little bit, so that it's easier on your knees. We're going to go for 6 more seconds. Nice and small range of motion, squeezing those glutes every time you pulse up. And there we go. All right. Next, we're going to do calf raises or heel raises. So I want you to stand again near something for stability. We're going to go up on those tiptoes and then slowly lower back down. Another way you could do this is off the edge of a step or a stair or on the edge of, like if you have a balance board or something, you could flip it over and use the bottom like that. Baloo is here helping me today, napping in the background. Nice and slowly. The key is to go down slowly. I want you to go up as high as you can. See, like you're trying to see over something. I know that I'm a little bit smaller range of motion here with my camera, but up as high as you can go and then slowly lower back down. So we're really working on those calf muscles, which are really important for balance. Okay, good. We've done 10 of those. Now we're going to lower down to the floor onto your hands and knees. So you want your hands directly beneath your shoulders, your knees directly beneath your hips. We're going to do a fire hydrant, and it's exactly what it sounds. We're going to lift one knee out to the side like this. Now, important factors to remember here. Back and hips stay nice and flat and straight. And it's a pretty small range of motion here. So we're working on, so you want your hips to stay flat. You're not trying to get up as high as you can. Everything is staying as flat as it can. And we're just isolating those glutes here, using those hip movers, hip stabilizers. Nice and slowly back and forth. If you have a tough time being on your hands and knees, you could try putting a pillow under your knees or rolling up a yoga mat. Also, if your hands are bugging you being like this, you could do the same. You could roll up a yoga mat and put your hands over the yoga mat or use a rolled up towel. Put your hands in some dumbbells like this. That can help too. And 10. Good. Now I'm going to do the other side. And really focus on, if you need to readjust, keep everything as flat as you can. Small range of motion. It's not very big. It's smaller than most people think. I'm not lifting my leg more than, 8 or 12 inches. Maybe a foot. It's not going very far. So that I can maintain those hip stability. I don't want to work all these other muscles with this. I'm just really isolating my glutes here. And rest. Good. Okay, now we're going to flip over on your back onto the floor. And we're going to do leg lifts. So this is a really good way to work your quads and your hip flexors if you can't do squats. If squats really hurt your knees, this is a good way to work your quads without any joint involvement. So whenever we lay on your back like this, I want one knee bent here, so to help prevent back pain. Think about flattening your back to the mat, and then we're going to raise this leg and lower it without setting it down. Now I only want you to raise it to the height of this bent knee and then slowly back down. Keeping your back flat to the mat. We don't want to have your back try to take over here. I'm going to refresh my screen to make sure it doesn't go to sleep on me for the video. Nice and slowly. If you're doing this slowly and intentionally, you're going to feel it in your quad muscle here. Your quad is the one that straightens your knee. So holding that knee straight, it's like an isometric contraction while your hip is doing the work here. So your hip flexor is working, but your quad is doing an isometric contraction while it's holding that knee straight. Okay. I'm talking, so I'm having my head up. Keep your head flat here so that you can keep your neck happy. Nice and slowly, just to the height of your bent knee. Keeping your back nice and flat here. I can't slide my hand under there, so you're also getting a little ab involvement. It's always a bonus when you can add some more core to the exercise. Breathe. 2 more. And 10. Good. Okay, now we're going to roll over onto your side for some opposite clam shells. So grab a pillow if you need to keep your head in a good alignment here. I want your neck happy always. Now, tuck your hips under you and your shoulders so that you've got a good, perfect stack. Your shoulders should be stacked and your hips should be stacked. Now, bring those heels up towards your hips. Now, we're going to lift your foot and keep your knees together here. So I call this an opposite clamshell because this would be a clamshell. We're going to do an opposite clamshell. This works. Different hip stabilizers. Nice and slowly. Again, you don't want to make it to the point where you're having to wriggle your hips or your back in order to get it to work. You should really be feeling it in here and then also right up in the front here. And rest. Now we'll flip over. You can just roll over onto your other side, or you can flip over so you can see the camera better, see the screen. Remember, hips tucked under so you've got a perfect stack. You don't want to be open like this. That's what I mean by that. So you want your shoulders and your hips perfectly stacked. Bring those knees, bend your knees, bring your hips up bring your feet up towards your hips, and then we're going to lift your feet, keep your knees together, nice and slowly. So these are all leg exercises, all lower extremity exercises, using a variety of muscles. There's so many muscles in your legs that we can target and keep strong for balance and stability and, activities of daily living, getting in and out of the car, walking around stores, going for your exercise walks, and doing it all safely. And rest. Okay, the last one we're going to do, if you have a set of furniture sliders, I need to find mine, I think they're over here. Grab them. Here's one. Mine get moved when my kids use my workout room. Here they are. Okay. Now we're going to lay back down on your back with these furniture sliders here. And I want you to put them under your heels like that. So right here, we're going to lay on your back with your back flat, just like that starting position for so many exercises. And I want you to straighten your knees all the way and then bring them back up. So this is going to feel kind of easy to begin with, but by going slowly, and then when you bring those sliders back up towards your hips, bring them up and bring them kind of as far as you can. This is a hamstring exercise. So sometimes I will do this with a bridge, but I just want to focus on really slow hamstring involvement here. And if you go slowly and bring them up as high as you can to your hips, you're going to feel that in your hamstrings. So all the way out straight, and then slowly bring them in. Really think about squeezing those hamstrings. If you happen to get a cramp, straighten that leg like this, and then you can relax that muscle from tightening up so much. So we're going to do these 10 times. I think this is 5. I've miscounted probably. Bring them up as tight as you can. Nice and slowly, really just isolating those hamstrings here. The other way you can do this, if you're on a hardwood floor or a tile or something, you can put towels under your heels and slide them that way. Or you can focus on one at a time. Pull them in. If they fall off, that's okay. You can reset. One more time. Nice and slowly all the way out, and then pull, squeeze back in. All right, good. Those are really good isolation exercises for those hamstrings. So stretch them out if you need to. Do all of those lower extremity stretches after this. You can do a good cool down after you've gone through this 1 or 2 more times, and do lots of good stretching for those legs. All right, thank you, everybody. As always, let me know if you have any questions, if you need any modifications, and if you just need if you need a few extra leg exercises as well. I'm always happy to share some more. All right, thank you, everybody. Have a great workout.